NVIDIA was founded in 1993 by Jensen Huang. Before this, Huang was a microprocessor designer at AMD. Huang and his co-founders from the start believed that graphics-based computing was the future. NVIDIA only had $40,000 initial capital when the company was started, later gaining $20 million in venture capital funding. In 1997, NVIDIA went public at $12 a share, releasing the GeForce 256 later that year. The GeForce 256 is the world's first GPU and retailed at around $300. Thanks to this card, for the first time ever, the consumer market now had access to onboard transformation and lighting technology for 3D graphics. Shortly after releasing the GeForce 256, NVIDIA won a contract from Microsoft to develop graphics hardware for the upcoming Xbox, earning a $200 million advance. During the 2000s, NVIDIA made a number of acquisitions, most notably 3DFX, who was their only real significant rival before the acquisition, and a technology called PhysX. The 2008 PhysX acquisition allowed NVIDIA to integrate physics processing units, which up until that point were separate components to GPUs. In 2008, NVIDIA adopted the GTX naming scheme with its 200 and later 300 series cards. NVIDIA's 200 series cards were not available for individual purchase and only intended to be sold to OEMs. In 2009, NVIDIA rebranded its 200 series GPUs as 300 series and made this new lineup of rebranded GPUs available for purchase to end users. In 2010, NVIDIA released the GTX 470 and 480. These were the first NVIDIA GPUs to take advantage of 1 or more gigabytes of memory, with the 480 being the fastest DirectX 11 GPU of its time. Notably, the GTX 470 and 480 even today can run some newer games quite well. For example, the 470 can hit an average FPS of 150 in Fortnite, 50 FPS playing Rust on lowest quality settings, which is amazing for a GPU made over a decade ago. Later the same year, NVIDIA released the GTX 580, which improves upon the 480, featuring higher performance, less heat, and less noise. In 2012, NVIDIA released the 600 series. The new series introduced what's called the Kepler architecture. This architecture offered up to 50% reduction in power consumption to performance in some cases. Following this, in 2013, NVIDIA released the 700 series, which also boasted the Kepler architecture. In 2014, the 800M and 900 series cards were released with NVIDIA's Maxwell architecture. The 800M series were a line of mobile GPUs, and the 900 series were desktops. Notably, the GTX 970 was advertised as 4GB, but on release was only effectively capable of utilizing 3.5GB. After a lawsuit, NVIDIA agreed to offer a $30 refund on each GTX 970 sold. 2016 brought gamers the 10 series cards, and with those cards, new technology, including GDDR5X and NVLink. The 10 series cards were also the first generation to not include any analog outputs. In 2018, NVIDIA's 20 series cards brought possibly the most significant generational leap in GPU hardware. These new RTX cards were the first consumer cards to feature real-time ray tracing. The 2080 was also marketed as being 75% faster than the 1080. As of making this video, NVIDIA's most recent cards are the 30 series. The RTX 3080 was the first card to be released in this generation, though consumers were mostly unable to actually purchase the card due to multiple factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic, scalpers, and increased demand from crypto miners. Thanks for watching this until the end. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking the video.